My whole design process and what I love is color and print. The EKTA aesthetic started off a lot with clean, crisp lines with lots of color, and slowly print by print was developed from the very first collection until now. The prints, I got inspired by doing my own prints rather than purchasing fabric. And slowly each storyline of a print took its own story, which continued to develop further and further until now we've become more print-based than anything else. Color just brings so much happiness and joy to one's life. When I think of color, I think of childhood playfulness and that feeling of just complete freedom without worrying about responsibilities and seriousness. And it's bringing that lightness and positivity into clothing and your daily life that just lightens up someone's life. The brand's aesthetic and design ethos goes into tapping into history and culture. I love exploring different cultures because there's so much meaning and purpose behind it. Tapping into my own Indian heritage and culture also taps into a lot of meaning and purpose. And in tapping into meaning and purpose of what inspires us from the core, from the days, from our early childhood days, as well as living in a modern contemporary life, brings that whole mix and fusion to what makes my design aesthetic unique. The EKTA woman, I would say, is someone that's sophisticated, loves looking good and dressing good and feeling good, but is not also too scared to explore a bit of color and feel a bit of playfulness in their daily life. Someone that wants to stand out. My design process would start from an idea or concept, mainly from an emotion that I feel at that point in time, either something that affects our current times or something from a travel adventure or from my own personal life. And once tapping into that emotion, I think of colors and forms that actually relate to it. And then I think of a story and meaning, what people could connect to. Because I think the most important thing is, can people connect to my collection and my story? And does that story bring a greater meaning and purpose to their lives when they wear my clothes? My latest collection is called Who Am I? An exploration of identity and how we see ourselves. If we look at each person, their environment, their family life, their ethnicity, as well as the current country where they live in, all plays a specific role and part in where they live and how they see themselves, and also how they identify themselves. I looked at my own life and my own growing up, being a South African Indian, loving being South African, but also a fourth generation Indian, deep-rooted into Indian culture and heritage. My collection looks at formlessness as well as form. I took a sari, which is 5 meters of fabric. Once draped onto the wearer, takes a shape and a form. Then taking the complete structured shirt and structured clothing such as shirt and trousers, which is a complete Western concept, and fusing the two cultures together to create a new collection and a new form and a metamorphosis. And also with the deeper meaning of how cultures can actually bring together far better greatness when working together.